Way too often we receive splashes of beautiful colors on a canvas that captivates us with information that does nothing but hinder our thought process. The world sees a bunch of beautiful colors and automatically calls it a painting. We are bringing the world a masterpiece, a canvas with beautiful colors, shapes, and figures. We call it art, you call it Hunter's TV. How y'all feel?
All right, Picasso, come on, let's get the show on the road.
That's how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel.
Welcome to Hunters, the show where we
Force you to dream big, force you to master your reality, and force you to feel powerful.
My name is James.
And I'm Boadi.
And I'm Shaka, Ptah.
Today we will be talking about the importance of feeling powerful. A lot of people nowadays, they don't really understand the power that we have within. Me personally, I was just talking with somebody the other day, and this person is about 42 years old, literally lived what I would call a full life so far, and what should be a happy life. But they were just in a standstill. They felt like that they were not a member of society. They felt like that they had no meaning in life. They felt worthless, powerless. And it was just telling me about how they were living in their emotions. And a couple things that I wanted to tell them was that we all have innate power. Ever since we were born. I mean, from conception, right? When we went from point A to point B, we could call that.
What do you mean by that?
When a mama and a papa really love each other.
Right.
And then they gotta make it from point A to point B.
All right.
So you can get that, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So when we make it from point A to point B, there's actually 10 million other potential visitors, we could say, candidates that is trying to make it to point B, that final destination. And we were 1 in 10 million. So if you think about it this way, we were born with this innate power. And as we grow up, we were taught, hey, listen, you can be an astronaut, you could be a firefighter, you could be the president, you could be a doctor, etc. You're having all this power fed into us. But once again, we get older, that power is taken away from us because people are like, huh?
It's diminished over time.
Yes, it is diminished. Because people are saying, hey, listen, you can't actually do this. I was kind of lying to you, but they really won't admit it. So I was just telling this person that if you really take that into perspective, that you were 1 in 10 million, there is no reason why you should not be the greatest version of yourself. And what this person had to give back to me with that, her feedback, was basically that she feels like she's 42, hasn't had a job in 8 years. That's literally since 2007. That why would people want to hire her? Why, like basically the competition. People are going to want to hire people that have more work experience, more recent work experience, and that are half her age. So basically what I told her about that was, if you think about KFC, the Colonel, right? Colonel Sanders, he was actually a real guy. This man literally did not make his first franchise until the age of 65. He was on retirement. The age of 65. Put that into perspective. She's 42. 65 is literally 23 years from now. That's a long time. I'm not even 23 myself. So I was just telling her that, and then I also told her that he actually received 1,008 no's before he received his first yes.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's literally like 3 years worth of no's.
Yeah.
So if you put that into perspective, also, he never stopped because he felt like that his recipe, his 11 herbs and spices, were literally the most powerful thing that you could taste as far as chicken goes, right? Mm-hmm. So he believed in his actions. He believed in himself. So I was just telling her that, and I just told her to believe in herself, and I told her the power that we all have, and she just really took heed to it. Do you think
that's what's up. So like I kind of have a story kind of like that. I was actually talking to I was at work, and there's this new hire, and you know, everybody would always tell me, they're like, yo, because I only work 3 days a week, so they always come to me like, yo, you gotta meet this new hire. You always look so miserable. And he's like, everybody tells him to be positive, but like he's just constantly miserable. So I finally meet the kid, and he seemed like a nice kid, and I was just looking at him, and I was like, hey, why are you always so miserable? He was like, I'll be back, and I'll tell you exactly why I'm so miserable. So I'm like, all right. So I told him, you know, let's go get a bite to eat. So we're sitting at the at the deli, and he starts telling me about his life and about all these reasons why he should be miserable. You know, all these reasons why he acts the way that he does and has the perspective on life that he has. Because he did tell me he was miserable. And one of the stories that kind of really stuck out to me as he was speaking was he told me about his addiction. And he was addicted to this specific thing that he was actually taking because of a medical issue. Okay, so what ended up happening was he became so dependent on that drug that it made him feel worse than his actual illness made him feel. And it became something that you know, he was so dependent on it. He hated how dependent he was on it, because the way that he would feel when he would go through withdrawal, he hated that more than anything else. So he saw that reality. He was like, you know what? I hate this part of my life. I hate this addiction, and I'm going to break it. And he said before he broke that addiction, what he would do is he would actually go out, you know, to actual drug dealers on the street and try to, you know, purchase these drugs from them. And he said that he was just tired of living this life, and he just made a decision. I'm gonna stop, you know. And he went through months of withdrawal, worst months of his entire life. But at the end of that, not only did he break the addiction, but the medical issue that he had was no longer an issue. So he said that story to me, and when he was done saying that story, he just kind of moved on to the next topic. And I was like, whoa, take it easy.
Hold on
there. You know what I mean? Hold on there. Do you realize what you just told me?
How much power is
Do you realize how powerful that is? You know what I mean? You have somebody that literally looked at their current situation, looked at their current reality and said, I don't like this, and changed it. Something as powerful as an addiction. You know what I mean? We hear stories all the time about people that addiction just grips and can never let them go. And you took that and you said, I don't like this part of my life, so I don't like this part of my reality, as I should say. So I'm gonna change it. And he changed it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't an easy change. It was something that he actually had to go through and change it. But because he never got the recognition that he needed, because he was so battered and abused by his current lifestyle, his current situation, he didn't see the power in that. That power was stolen from him.
And do you think that people are like too self-critical to the point where they can't see that those things are powerful?
I feel like
it shows power.
I feel like as a society we're too self-critical. You know, I feel like as a society we kind of highlight the bad. You know, we kind of highlight the bad in people, and then when we look at you and we see so much bad that when you do something great, it's like, that was great, but look at all this bad though. Let's focus on the bad. You know what I mean? So I feel like as a society we don't acknowledge things like that. We don't celebrate our victories as we should. You know, but I was telling them, and I was like, do you realize how powerful that is? Do you know how many people wish they could do what you just did, but absolutely can't? You know, and he looked at me, he was like, you know what? Never thought about it like that before. It's crazy that you say that, because I never looked at it from that perspective. And I was like, see, the same way that you were able to take that specific reality and make it your reality, your creation, whatever you wanted it to be, you can do that with the whole rest of your life. And he was just sitting there looking at me. He was like, oh, I never thought of it that way. So sometimes I feel like as a society, we just need to be reminded. We just need to be reminded of, and just be told, not even reminded, just be told of how powerful we are as individuals, that we can dream as largely as we'd like. We can shift our realities whenever we like. Nobody's saying it's easy, but it's absolutely possible, and it's absolutely probable. You know what I mean? Exactly. And I feel like that's just something that we really need to hone in on, you know.
I would say that what people really need to understand is power starts with the mind. It doesn't start with strength. It starts with the mind.
The decision.
If you feel like that your life is going to be great, then literally, like I would say for myself, there's not anything going wrong in my life. And at a certain point in time, I wasn't able to say that. All of us here were not able to say that.
Obviously.
So power starts with the mind. And once you understand that, then you will be able to change your life.
Right. And I feel like, just to add on to what you just said, it's not necessarily there's not anything going on. You saying
I don't
that,
perceive it that way.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like
changed.
my life is not perfect, But this is my life, and I'm going to take all the positives out of this life, and I'm going to hone in on those things so I can receive more of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hardship is an opportunity.
Exactly. And I feel like it's just that switch, that's just that switch of that paradigm. You know, just to be able to say, I'm looking at the situation, but instead of looking at the black, I'm going to look at the white.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just a decision that we fail to make time and time again as a society.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I feel like, what do you have to say about that, Shaka?
No, I think that it's so important to just shift your perspective on things. And I feel like when you can just, it's like if the picture you want to see is over here, but all you do is look this way,
Exactly.
you'll never see the goal.
that
But the experience never changes. The same things will come into your life, but if you just turn your head one way, you'll see how many doors can really open up for you. And just that you're always given the opportunity to grow. Life is literally just an opportunity to grow. And I feel like when you can find that power within yourself to take those opportunities seriously, the sky's the limit.
It could be a beautiful thing. It could be a beautiful thing.
People always think that the grass is greener on the other side, but it's really greener when you water it.
Right. And
Water
that's
your
beautiful.
mind.
I forget who said it. I think it was a J. Cole song, if I'm not mistaken, where it was like nobody's life is better than anybody else's.
Yeah.
Nobody's pain is greater than anybody else's pain. You know what I
It
mean?
was a J. Cole song.
It just, that song really spoke to me because it was like, you know, you have a lot of people feel like, you know, only if I had this, but only if I had that, my life would be this. But it's like, you have the power to make your life whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't try to lead my life.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in my life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We all go through the same pains and the same struggles. But I just felt like, and you know, we all obviously feel like that is a topic that people need to hear. You know, people need to really, really hone in on and make that a part of their life and just realize that.
Yeah.
Make that your reality. You do
Self-empowerment.
control, exactly. You just do control the things that happen to you to a certain extent, to a great extent.
Yeah.
You know. But anything else you guys want to say about the topic?
No, just to wrap it up, you are the most powerful version of matter. You are the most powerful version of matter. Once you understand that, you will be able to act upon that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, that wraps up basically the first segment. And we're going to go on break real quick. But after we come back from break, we actually have two individuals that are actually very powerful individuals that are going out and actually preying on their success.
Hunters.
Hunters, you know what I mean? You know, that's the name of it, hunters. Prey on your success because they realize their power within themselves and they're taking that power and they're creating an outlet for the world to see that power. So after break, you guys will be fortunate to meet these guys.
Welcome back to the show. We have the co-founders of I Go Fit 3. We have Coach right here, and we also have Sergeant Shannon. Thank you for coming here and talking to us.
Thanks for having us, man.
You're welcome.
Solid, solid. So, Sergeant and Coach, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sarge.
Like you said, I am Sergeant Shannon, one of the co-founders of I Go Fit 3, Marine veteran, full-time worker, and fitness guru.
Solid.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
I'm Coach, co-founder of I Go Fit 3. Career entrepreneur is the only way I would have it, honestly. I can't do anything else but own.
My man.
Can't work for nobody.
Can't. It just feels wrong. It does. Not no offense to anybody that does work for anybody.
Right.
Just for me, it doesn't feel right.
Understand.
Understood.
So, how are you guys currently preying on your version of success, right? How are you guys being a hunter?
That's all you.
All right. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, that's a perfect question. What I Go Fit 3 does is it embodies preying on success. So I'll take it from the top. What I Go Fit is. I Go Fit 3 is a brand, and that brand encompasses everything that we do. We're launching our product line and a supplement line in the first quarter of next year. Now also at Pocono Gym in Tobyhanna on Route 196, we actually run a lot of community-based programs. Every summer we do, actually Sergeant Shannon does a youth boot camp.
Nice.
We had a great turnout last summer, and we're really excited for this summer to come. Then I Go Fit 3 also has I Go Fit 3X, which is a lifestyle and fitness program that we also run at Pocono Gym. So what I Go Fit 3 does is that our success is always the success of our members, the people that are a part of our team. because the more successful they are, the more successful we are as a company.
Absolutely.
And really what that success does is that it really helps them, it sets them up for a more positive, productive, proactive life and general lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
So just to touch on that real quick. So all right, so I want to join I Go Fit 3, right? So what does that look like for me? You know what I mean? What does it look like for your average member?
Okay, well, it depends. I mean, if you're local to us and you can make it to our gym, well, then you can join our 3X program. The 3X program, it's 3 classes a week, okay? Also, we incorporate meal plans, and then also we very much so encourage active rest. Active rest is realistically anything outside of, your traditional training,
Okay.
But you're still mobile, you're still moving. Perhaps, let's say, going for long walks with your dog, going for a jog, maybe playing basketball. So if you're local, you can get involved in the entire program. We also have an adventure club. So what we do is we take local adventures. The last one was actually Camelback.
Great time.
Yeah, it was.
Treetop adventures.
Yes, it was seriously epic. If you guys are in the area, definitely Camelback Treetop Adventure. It's amazing.
Okay.
So we also do stuff like that. So yeah, if you're local, you can be a part of that. Now, if you're not, as a matter of fact, we have a new member, actually Ptah, the one from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when she's in town, she'll train with us. Other than that, what she does is she's very active on our app. So our app is this amazing social network that's all based on health and fitness. Okay? So she takes part in that. We also have a ton of really, really awesome information available regarding workout, training, nutrition, everything. Okay? So if you're not local, then you can join on our mobile platform.
Now is the mobile platform free?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's actually downloadable iTunes or Android.
And it's called I Go Fit 3.
I Go Fit 3, one word.
Solid. All right, so I guess my next question after that would be, why do you guys feel the world needs I Go Fit 3?
Sergeant Shannon?
By all means.
Oh, okay. Well, great question, because what health and fitness really does for an individual is amazing. It really is. When you're feeling good from the inside out, well, that does amazing things. Okay. But when you add that to also looking good, loving what you see when you look in the mirror,
Right.
well, this changes your chemical makeup, your physical makeup. It changes who you are for the better, because now you're happier, you're more confident.
Right.
So that happiness, that confidence is going to transmute itself into all the other areas of your life. Because you're a happier, more confident person, your relationships and interactions with people are going to be just that. Mm-hmm. It's going to help you to want to excel more, let's say in your workplace or with your business.
Right. You just work harder because you feel better.
Exactly, that's exactly true. So we really feel that the world needs what we have, because we feel that we can really have a huge positive shift to anybody who is is involved with what we do.
So I Go Fit 3 is not just a workout basically company. It's not just a health and wellness company. It's a mindset.
It really is.
Okay.
And that's actually what the 3 signifies in I Go Fit 3.
Okay.
We feel that there's 3 very, very crucial areas of your life that you really have to nourish, you have to feed. Okay? So with the I Go Fit 3, and it's actually underneath the logo on our app, it says, free your mind, your body, and your entire life.
Nice.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just to touch on that a little bit, it's just on what fitness can do for you. It's like I posted a picture on the app the other day that says sometimes it's not a workout, it's not about health, it's about therapy.
Yes.
You can go in the gym and just feel terrible. You walk out, you say you
good.
had a good chest day, you walk out with your chest up, your head up, and you don't forgot your problems. It's not always about being healthy or fitness. It's just sometimes that therapy, and instead of spending $150 an hour, come to the gym with us, spend $20 a month.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
You'll
That's
be all right.
I like that.
Yeah, and there's literally like facts behind like what you just said. Like when you go to the gym, you come out, you feel accomplished because you're pushing your body. So you're actually straining yourself and you're pushing your body to like the limit. So I mean, there's always a sense of accomplishment, just as long as you go hard, obviously.
Yeah, beautiful chemicals and endorphins are released throughout your body. It honestly just make you feel good, make you happy. I've never seen anybody get a really, really awesome, epic workout and
Feel bad about themselves.
yeah, no, you leave with a smile. You'll crawl out of the gym, but you'll be smiling while you're crawling, you know. So,
My body feels sore.
oh yes, and that's one of the best feelings. Like right now, my legs are horribly, wickedly sore.
Right.
Awesome, epic leg day yesterday, and it's a good pain, the best pain that there is. Definitely therapy.
So our next question would be, what motivates you in your life for success? So when times get hard, what do you think about? What do you look at? What do you read, listen to, etc.?
just like what motivated me and what changed my life is just when I discovered the secret. And people they always ask, like, what's the secret? Like law of attraction. But when they ask, okay, what's the law of attraction? You get to break down science of what it is, and then everybody starts to lose you. And they're like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, well, look at this positivity.
Yeah, definitely.
And you think positive, more positive thoughts you think, the more positive comes back to you.
Right.
Because most of us know that negative thoughts are stronger than positive thoughts. So if you stay positive, more positive comes in your life, and that's what I tend to do.
So that's what like keeps you from throwing in the towel.
Exactly. Just like it's right here for me.
That's
I
solid.
look at it, and it actually reminds me every day, like, hey, think positive, think positive.
No, great documentary.
Yes, it is. It's
Great
amazing.
documentary.
Life changing.
I actually had I was talking to somebody, and I told him to watch it. And this person's 42 years old, never watched it before, never even heard about the concept. They watched it one time, ended up watching it 4 more times. And that's how powerful it is. Because it literally shows you what you think will actually come true, subconsciously or consciously.
Yeah.
So the law of attraction, the secret, everything in this universe is equally as powerful as the next object.
Actually, I have a funny story about the law of attraction. And Sergeant Shannon, so we both got into the secret at the same time. And Sergeant Shannon, for about a week straight, we're like magicians. We were making things happen on command with the power of the law of attraction. It was hilarious and extremely exciting. It really was.
Nice.
That's solid.
Tell me something.
Oh.
Yeah, like what actually happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a
We
lot
want to hear
of
this.
things.
We want to hear this.
Okay, phenomenal story. Okay, so one of our business partners, Mir Sosa, he had just gotten a new car, and at this time, all of the people in our inner circle seem to have stick shifts. Now, I definitely prefer driving stick over automatic. Okay, hands down. Now, at this time, I'm thinking, man, I really want a stick. I want something I can play with and work on. And I decided at some point, I told Sergeant Shannon, so I'm getting one. He was like, when? And I was like, I don't know. I'm getting one, and it's going to be soon. So I went out to dinner with my family. Speaking to my brother-in-law, I said, hey, what's going on with your Honda? I was like, you still selling it? He was like, yeah, it's on Craigslist. I said, well, why don't you just give it to me? Don't worry about selling it. I'll make it easy for you. Just give it to me. And within a few days, he actually called me about 7:30 in the morning, and I answered the phone. His first words were, so you're going to come get this car or what? Like that.
Nice.
Just like that.
That's
Nice.
a true story.
Very true.
I took him to pick up the car, and it
Yep.
was like,
Wow.
That's
really?
solid.
And we had to get the battery.
Yeah, I had to get him another
That's
battery.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
But ain't nothing better than a free car.
Nothing better than a free car.
And it's a good Honda. It is.
Yeah.
A little turbo supercharger, all that good stuff.
Beautiful.
And you kind of.
It's like for me, it's like he actually pointed out when he was selling the secret to me. He pointed it out as like I was at my last job. I was always complaining about money, like not having money, not having enough money, and where I'm working at now. And it's like, he was like, think about it where you worked at now. Like, you thought about that job. You wanted that job. You wanted it bad. And I was thinking about where I was at with money. It's like now I'm at that job, and I think, like, damn. When I think back, I thought about how I would like this job. What I'd be doing at that job, and how would I enjoy it. And then I look at my bank account now. Before, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now I got a few stacks.
That's solid.
So I'm doing all right, and I look back like that's the law of attraction at work.
Yes.
But like not to fool anybody, the law of attraction works, but it still takes hard work.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful.
Like,
I'm glad you said that.
You're not going to get nothing without hard work. But then when you think back, it's like, damn, I did that.
Well, okay, I definitely want to add to that though, because what he's saying is certainly true. The law of attraction does require action, because when you're thinking about the things that you want to bring into your life, using the law of attraction, it's not enough to just think it and visualize it. You definitely have to act as though you already possess it.
Right.
So, but adversely, at the same time, I did get a free car. So, I mean, there's in the documentary, there are people that said some pretty outlandish things. Like, for example, the guy who gets the parking spot every time.
Yes,
or the guy who said that he was getting bills in the mail. He said he wanted to see checks, and boom, there was checks.
Started seeing checks. Yeah.
I'm sure there's more to the story, but
Right.
I think the law of attraction does work both ways. Maybe the action I took was just initiating the conversation about the car and asking him for it.
So basically, what you're saying is you can't click your heels 3 times and just.
But
end up that
maybe
way.
sometimes you can. I don't know. It's the law of attraction is an amazing, freaky, scary thing. It's very powerful.
hard to believe at times.
It is. No, it is. It is.
But, so I mean, our next question for you guys is, give us an example of an experience that you guys had that showed you that you were truly powerful.
I have one. You have one?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. When I first realized I was truly, truly powerful, I'd say I was 17 years old. My very first enterprise, my first business, I sold chips and soda. So I had a gimmick and everything, but I was able to sell out every single day within one period. And at the time, as a 17-year-old kid making $500 a week on his own, like that was a huge deal. And I just kind of realized that I could probably do this with anything, couldn't I? And then from there, there's just a snowball effect. I've been at this entrepreneurship for about 13 years. I've started over 20 businesses.
Beautiful.
A lot of them flopped. A lot of them didn't get off the ground, but then there were some very successful ones, and iGoFit3 is one of them.
That's solid.
Yeah.
And you, Sergeant?
Honestly, I don't know. It's like as I grew up, it's like I realized more and more what I'm capable of. I'm 30 years old now, and yes, I'm a full-time college student. And I work a full-time job, and I have a full schedule when it comes to fitness. And the more that I add to my schedule, the more powerful I feel.
Solid.
It's like I feel like I can do more.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. Take on the world, man. Take on the world.
Exactly.
All right, that's beautiful. All right, so last thing that we like to do with our guests on this show is have you guys showcase a secret talent. And the reason for this is we believe that everybody has a secret talent. And sometimes you kind of devalue that because it's something that you do in the closet by yourself and nobody really knows about. And we want people to put the value in that it deserves. You know what I mean? And we want to show people that everybody does have one. So what is your secret talent?
Secret talent. I think I would say my secret talent. I'm labeled as a visionary.
Okay.
Most people that know me, especially Sergeant Shannon, I can't stop my mind from spitballing out ideas. And a lot of times the ideas, they're not so horrible. Some of them are really great. So I'm a visionary, yeah. It's something I realized early on. I didn't really know what to do with it in the beginning until I started to get older, early 20s. And my first business experience kind of just propelled me in a direction saying, hey, use these ideas. And I did, and here I am today. So I think my
And that was something you had to work on, right?
Yes and no. I mean, the ideas come to me, but knowing what to do with the ideas, I say that's the hardest part. Knowing how to implement them, knowing when you need to reach out to other people, network with other people, things like that.
So.
Well, for me, it would be my drive, my determination.
Definitely.
It's just everyone, I'm a full-time student, I work a full-time job, and I have a full-time schedule with fitness and iGoFit3. And I won't fail. I'm determined to be successful. It's like failure is not an option. And it's like that can be anybody's talent.
Yeah.
You just lay your life out on the line and you look at it, it's like, okay, damn.
This needs to get
I'm determined too, like that has to get done, that has to get done.
That's beautiful.
It's about priorities, making everything a priority.
That's beautiful. And guys, we really appreciate you guys coming on and just sharing parts of your lives with us. Sharing iGoFit3, having us have an understanding of what it is. And we appreciate you guys praying on your success and coming on the show. Guys, when we come back, we have a special performance for you guys, a little treat. But one of our very close friends, Shaka, Ptah, he's going to give you guys quite a show. So stay tuned, and we'll be back after these messages.
And your melanin is like melody, singing my favorite song. I remember one time you telling me that all the blues in the world don't paint the pictures of a life. I decide how they color me, but lately it's been so black and white. Honestly, I ain't acting right. I'm on the road to riches. The cops will stop me and kill me at the traffic lights. Then tell me I deserved it. How? I hop on Twitter, see a lot of chatter. Everybody's mad about it. Black lives matter. All lives matter. Look up on the news, all the killings tell the truth. It's like no lives matter. But I'm just trying to live peacefully, piece apart all this puzzle. But cops keep putting the piece to me. But I won't die. I'll remember your melody, singing my favorite song. I remember one time you telling me that blacks live a struggle. I think like ain't it something? How we can make like anything? Cause we come from nothing. I think that's our wealth. Only tarnished by ego, only tarnished by self. The most beautiful people are always tarnished by stealth. Don't disappear from a world that's crying out for your help. We need your beauty, truly. Don't let these actors fool me. We need some real smiles, not the ones you see in movies.
Thank you for watching Hunters TV. We'd especially like to thank you, the viewer, for taking time out of your busy day today to view our content. We'd also like to thank our guest, Coach and Sergeant Shannon from IGoFit3 for coming on the show and kind of sharing the experience with us today. You can follow them on Instagram over here. You can follow them on Facebook there. And you can follow their YouTube page here. All right, James?
Thank you. And also what I would like to say is the key points that we want you to take away with the show today is that all of us have this innate power. You are not 1 in 1 million, you are 1 in 10 million. So you were the 1 in 10 million that actually made it. Think about Colonel Sanders' story once again. He was 65 years old when he actually reached his dream. So if you're 20, 22, I don't know, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, you still have enough time to chase your dreams. You still have enough power in you. All you have to do is just believe in yourself. Power starts with the mind. That's all we would like to let you know. And once again, thank you to Coach. Thank you to Sergeant Shannon. And we'll see you next week.
All right. On a final note, they also work out at the Pocono gym. So if you guys are ever in the Pocono area and you want to check out their gym, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to receive you. On that note, thank you once again, and we'll see you next week.
Continue to be a hunter and pray on success.